The whole flow of our day can get ruined if people start fighting with each other. There are some parents that will contact me and say, honestly, Nicholeen, our day just goes from fight resolution to fight resolution to fight resolution. We have got to stop this. It's wearing us out. The children are worn out. The parents are worn out. So this is the video for you, because what we're talking about today is how to stop kids from fighting with each other. These 5 tips for how to help your kids stop fighting with each other could revolutionize the feeling in your home. I want you to think, what is it that you really want it to feel like? Do you want it to feel united, close, bonded together? Well, if you work on nurturing the feeling of closeness and unity in the family, guess what? The fights stop. Tip number 1. Teach the children what self-government is. Self-government is the means to freedom. And it starts right in the home, right in our family relationships. Self-government means controlling yourself. It means analyzing yourself and making the decisions that will give you the best results. So you have to understand cause and effect. You have to understand who you are in the situation, who the other people are, and which direction everybody's going together. I'm known as the self-government lady because I teach families and children how to govern their own behaviors. If a person understands that there's a difference between self-governing or deliberately deciding how you're going to behave and interact with other people and just flying by the seat of your pants and doing whatever you feel like at the minute, that liberates them a little bit to make the choice to make a plan if they want to. Self-governed people have a plan. The second tip is to teach your children to value other people. There are so many messages bombarding our homes and families about how it's all about you. You do you. And all these messages that come through on the media and in the things we see and read. And even at school, everything seems to be about the individual, the individual. And the family is like in the background, sometimes not even acknowledged. But every single person came to a family. That was their first social group unit in society. They've got to value those people. How do our children learn to value all of the people around them? By valuing their family relationships first. So we have to teach our children how to value each other, which means we have to teach them how to look for the good, not just the bad. One of the ways that we do this is by having an environment of praise in our home, where we praise each other, we talk about the good things that happened, and when something needs to be fixed, we're optimistic about our ability to make the changes that need to be made. We're not hopeless. We're not judgmental. We don't compare one child to another. The way that we value our children and the way that we value our spouses directly relates to how our children will value other people. Tip 3, teach them skills. When your children are arguing with each other, they're trying to solve problems, but they don't know what to say to solve it any better than what they're doing right then. They're just trapped in this emotional part of the brain. They need to have engagement with the front part of the brain, the logical part that can help them solve their problems. If they know a skill and you can point them toward the right skill to use, such as disagreeing appropriately, then they'll have better success. These books I'm holding up here are books that teach the 4 basic skills to children. These 4 skills take care of almost every behavioral problem that you could think of. This one teaches following instructions, accepting no answers, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. When a person knows skills, they're prepared to communicate more effectively. A number of years ago, when my 2 youngest children were probably about ages 5 and 7, I remember walking down the hallway in my home and passing by my son's room, who was the 5-year-old. They were playing Legos in there. And I heard one child say to the other, "Porter, I'm going to disagree appropriately with you. So my 7-year-old daughter was disagreeing appropriately with my 5-year-old son. And he said, okay. And she said, Porter, I know that you want to have those Lego wheels, but I'm making a car and there aren't any more Lego wheels and you're not using them. So could I please use the Lego wheels that you're not using? And then he said, no, I want to use the Lego wheels because I'm going to be building something else. So then she disagreed appropriately again, this time with a new piece of information. And then he finally said, okay, you can use them for a while, but when I need them, will you please give them back to me? And she said, yes. I was standing outside the doorway to that room, hidden around the corner in the hallway, just smiling. That had to be one of the best parenting moments that I'd ever had, and no one was there to see it except for me. They were completely self-governing. They were using their skills with each other. And they were free and confident and happy in their problem solving and in their communication with each other. That's what children need. They need the words to say. And sometimes we have to tell them the exact way to go through the process of problem solving with each other. They need skills. The fourth tip for helping children not argue with each other is letting them know how you're going to handle it when they do argue with each other. And what I mean by that is how you're going to help them solve the problem. Sometimes you have to show them how to work it out. So in the story that I just told you before, if I walked by the room and they were arguing, I actually would go into the room and do what I call a group problem solving. A group problem solving is an interaction that I have with my children where I help them sort out what is happening, what needs to be happening, and how they could make a better choice. It's important that parents don't see themselves as removed from their child's problems. If you remove yourself enough from their interactions that they're having with each other, then sure, you're going to feel like it's getting out of control quicker than you saw it coming. I know we want them to solve their problems by themselves, but they're never going to get to that place unless we've shown them multiple times how to solve the problem first and walked them through the process. Tip number 5 is practice it the right way. So after you correct something that might need correcting, which is fine to do even if you weren't in the room to begin with, then you're going to have them practice the situation again the right way. You might even have them role play a similar situation to practice the right way as well. Children need more exposure to doing situations the right way than the wrong way in order to make that choice later to do it the right way instead of the wrong way. So we role play practice all the time at our house. I know for some people that can feel a little bit weird, but it's just deliberate training. That's all it is. If a person is going to train to be a ballet dancer, they have to do it every day in front of a mirror all the time. Well, it's the same thing with any skill that we learn. So practice things the right way. Don't ever miss that part. Just saying I'm sorry is not enough. It is good if the children feel bad, they value each other enough that they want to say they're sorry. And it's good for you to encourage that. But that doesn't solve the problem. What solves the problem is knowing what they should have done instead. To help you improve your calm parenting and your ability to help your children learn the skills that they need to not fight with each other, and to help you know what things to practice when you're practicing it the right way, I've got a special gift for you. It's called the Calm Parenting Toolkit. If you go into the description below this video, you'll see a link to it. This toolkit is going to give you the tools you need to solve problems like arguing children and all kinds of other things.